shockingly, we have good news on the ISIS front. So I'm going to go to Reuters here. US-backed militias raised a flag inside Raqqa Stadium on Tuesday. A Reuters witness said as a 4-month battle to take the Islamic State Syrian capital came to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Raqqa. We got him. We actually got him. Okay, now, let me temper that a little bit, okay? It's not over. It's not like ISIS is wiped from the planet, and it's not exactly weak. But yes, Raqqa was definitely their capital, and losing Raqqa is a gigantic blow to ISIS, so it is really good news. So, as Reuters explains the context, Raqqa was the first big city Islamic State captured in early 2014 before its rapid series of victories in Iraq and Syria brought millions of people under the rule of its self-declared caliphate, which passed laws and issued passports and money. Now, like they said, it was a 4-month battle. The militias that took it were mainly Kurdish, but definitely Arab militias in there as well. And they celebrated together, so it was a coalition put together. And did they have US help? Yes, they did. So let's give you details on how they won. The stadium and hospital became the last major positions held by the Islamic State after the departure of some of its fighters on Sunday, leaving only foreign jihadists to mount a last stand. And they did, and they lost. And they were mainly killed, but some also driven out. The S.D.F, that is a collection of Syrian militia that won the battle here that we support, has been supported by a US-led international coalition with airstrikes and special forces on the ground since it started the battle for Raqqa City in early June. Look, all this is complicated, and there's an incredible amount of different militias with different interests inside Syria. I've been a proponent of using special forces more, and good to see that special forces seem to have at least helped here in this case. Airstrikes is a little, again, it's not a black and white issue, but it's a little bit more difficult because it's more imprecise and leads to more civilian deaths, which oftentimes makes it harder to win. But with special forces, you could be more directed, and obviously they were directed correctly here, okay? But we didn't do most of the fighting at all. Overwhelming share of the fighting was done by the actual Kurdish and Arab militias. Now, the S.D.F advance since Sunday also brought it control over a central city roundabout where Islamic State once displayed the severed heads of its enemies and which became one of the last lines of defense as the battle progressed. So, look, I read a number of accounts of what happened inside Raqqa when the Islamic State controlled it, and it was all horrific. And so this is great news, but understand that there are a number of factors that led into it. So first of all, if you want to give Donald Trump credit, I'm not going to begrudge you that. He's the president right now, and so to whatever degree he continued the policies that were in place already, good. At least he didn't change them. He could have screwed them up. It's Donald Trump, but he didn't. Now, am I coloring it by saying he didn't change the policies? Well, so let me give you the two sides of it. In terms of the overall strategy, Donald Trump never made a public statement about change strategy. And there was internal reporting, which I gave to you on another episode of the Young Turks, saying they didn't know what to say because the strategy was the same as Obama's. So Trump was just waiting around to see if he could put a different twist on it, but they never got around to doing that because it's the same strategy. But you know what? If you want to say the increased bombings of civilians, which Trump authorized, helped, you'd have to look more into the details. I don't think increased bombing of civilians ever help, but they did take Raqqa, and the only change that Trump made to any of the strategies that were already happening on the ground was to allow for more latitude in the bombings, which means, yes, it's okay to kill more civilians. So I'm just telling you the whole reality of what happened here. So War Monitor, Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said Islamic State was now completely cleared from the city. So more good news. And one last overall context here. Islamic State has lost swaths of territory in Syria and Iraq this year, as Reuters reports, including its most prized possession, Mosul. And in Syria, it has been forced back into a strip of the Euphrates Valley and the surrounding desert. So They lost the biggest city they had in Mosul. They lost their capital in Raqqa. They've lost a lot of the oil fields and hence a source of their revenue. And now they're starting to get surrounded and their territory is dwindling and their power is dwindling. So part of it was a strategy that we executed along with the fighters inside Syria and Iraq, and including the Iraqi government. Raqqa's in Syria, but Mosul's in Iraq, and they were in both countries. And part of it was that their reign was so brutal that the locals were oftentimes happy to help us. Now, again, it's very complicated. That's not a black and white issues, and some of the locals were in different directions. But overall, the stories I read from places like Raqqa were that people couldn't wait for liberation from ISIS. And so it appears today they have gotten that liberation. And no matter what the reason was and which side you're on, that is great news for the planet. Help us build independent media. Become a member of the Young Turks. TYTnetwork.com/join.